Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. Today I am doing the Scraptacular Cropping Club's challenge for this week, which is to stamp around a shape, as well as Paper Issues Heavy Metal Challenge, which is challenging us to use some metal elements on our layout. So I decided to start with the Scraptacular Cropping Club challenge to do my background. I decided to go with a circle, so I just traced a dinner plate on a scrap piece of paper and cut it out, and I'm going to use that as a mask for stamping my background. I was really happy to see this challenge because I rarely stamp. I have a whole stack of stamps there and I hardly ever use them. I just forget about them, honestly. So I'm happy to have a challenge that forced me to bring that out. But I'm just stamping, that's the Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo from Ranger. And I'm just stamping a bunch of stamps around that circle. At first I thought I was just going to go around the circle itself, but I decided that circle was so large and it's blocking off the white area that's going to be left on the page. I decided I wanted to actually fill up the entire rest of the page with stamping. So you'll see me skip ahead in a little bit with the full background done, and then I'm just going to take off that mask to reveal the white portion. I think it's a really cool effect. So now I'm just going to put all my stamps away and then start my layout. This was when me and my mom went to, one of my cousins was getting married in Waco, Texas, which is not very far away from Waco, Texas. So as soon as we found out where we were going, we're like, well, we have to stop by Waco and visit the Magnolia Market. So these are just a few pictures from that trip. I really wanted to use metal on these layouts. Joanna Gaines on Fixer Upper, she has this beautiful aesthetic where she just mixes and matches different textiles to make a really pretty room. She's an interior designer if you aren't familiar with the show. But when I think of her, I always think of wood grains and metal, distressed white, and just the mixing of textiles that look really pretty together. So while I was making this page, I was really trying to think about how I could incorporate her style onto my layout. There we go. So I do have a Magnolia Journal edition there, which is her magazine. So I just flipped it over to a page that is inspiring me for this page. It's just one of her rooms there. And you can really see the colors in her style with the white walls, the metal work mixed with the wood grain and the plants. So I'm really trying to draw off of that to pull things into my page. So I'm starting with those tags there, and then I'm going to start pulling in some metal elements. I really wanted to do the Paper Issues Challenge justice and pull in a lot of metal elements I've been avoiding using. So I have those metal arrows there, which I really like. I just haven't really found a layout for them. I was like, this is the one. This is the one to get them used up. So I'm using two of them down there. And then I don't know what those are called, those little metal label bracket holder things, but I'm gonna try and get those on this layout as well. That Magnolia patch was one of my souvenirs from there, so I definitely want to incorporate that on one of my scrapbook pages, but it doesn't make it on this one. But I will definitely get that patch on one of the pages from this day. I was trying to figure out what my page was missing that is one of Joanna's elements, and it was the hit of green She always has plants in her rooms that really breathe life into the space, so I wanted to bring in a green element. So I took that green scrap of paper and I was trying to emboss it with some wood grain. I don't know if it's because that folder is new and it's extra sharp or something, or maybe that paper was just extra thin, or maybe I just had it on the wrong setting for my die cutting machine. But it kept tearing the paper, so I end up not using that piece. I do pull out that basil cardstock, that's the avocado color, and I decide I'm just going to use my Fisker's Diamond Border Punch to create my green layer that I had wanted down there. I am not sure what that is. It's like a metal ring. It came in like a miscellaneous bag of scrapbooking metallic supplies that I got at a garage sale. I have no idea what it is, but I was like, hey, I have to use metal elements. I might as well try and use it on this one. So I just tuck it into some of the layers there behind the tags. Thought about trying to get some of those paper clips on, but they just weren't working for me. And that piece there is just a part of that green cardstock. That's the offcut that was cut when I did that border punch. And I thought it was interesting just adding that just a little bit above those photos with that skinny gap. I actually really like how that looks. And then you just see I cut part of that metal ring and tucked it in there. Now I'm just going to go for my title. I'm just going to call it the silos. That's what they call it. It's technically Magnolia Market. They're a whole little setup. They have the bakery there and the retail shop, and then they have the silos with that whole like food truck eating area. But I'm just going to call this the silos. And then I'm putting the date down there with those Tim Holtz label letters as well. Now I decided I was going to get those label holders put in, so I'm just using some brads to hold those down so they look like they're screwed into the page. And then I didn't think I was going to use any of these keys, but I kind of thought it was appropriate. I mean, the show Fixer Upper, it's a HGTV show where they flip homes, so I thought a key was appropriate, seeing as they're working with houses. I also liked that it mimicked the twine over on that side of the page as well. But I needed something to go in those little label holders, so I just took a scrap from that newsprint tag and I'm just cutting little squares to go in those label holders. And I like that little addition of text. There we go. Now I'm just going through brads. I'm gonna find some more of those silver brads that I used for the label holders and just use them as enamel dots down on that black tag. Just add a little cluster of them there. I was really trying to push myself to get metal on this page, so I'm pretty happy with what I struck. I have the keys on there, the label holders, a bunch of brads. I have those arrows, and then that random circular metal ring. Still don't know what it is. But that's my finished page, so I like how it turned out. You'll see more from my Waco trip. I jumped a little bit ahead to do this one, so I don't know if it'll be soon or not, but thanks for watching. Bye.